Hello everyone, happy 4th of July. It's still really friggin' hot here in Colorado, so once again, we're down here on the workbench. I promise this weekend I will get a running session with all these brass engines and another review knocked out, or overview I should say, so just bear with me here. So, anyway, here is my final steam locomotive from Williams' 1990 Crown Edition catalog. This is a Union Pacific Mikado. The Mikado that year was offered in a number of road names. I don't remember all of them, sorry. I know they had a New York Central, they had a Pennsylvania. I think there was a Southern in the green, but anyway, I picked this one. This actually was my Christmas present in 1990. My video from last night, that Niagara, is what my father purchased himself. Another video I did of those right-of-way Alcos, I know my dad pre-ordered them, but that's because you needed to have a credit card to do so. But I made payments to the shop we bought that from. I brought them $50 a week for like 27 weeks. So I did that all on my own. I had a decent job when I was 16, so I could afford stuff like that. But anyway, this guy here, of the three, this is probably the most detailed. Let's get up front here. Does the dummy coupler, once again, the functioning, if I get my fingers to work, coupler lift bar works on this one. Manually swinging brass bell. Just get it straight there. Good detail on the pilot. Treaded walkways, treaded running board, whatever you want to say. Let's see here. This is all separate piping on these guys. If you look at that, that is a separate manual ash pan dump, which is pretty cool. The crew figures are swapped on this guy for some reason. I don't know why. You'll recognize these two. It's the same guys in all those Williams engines. But yeah, you got more, got grab irons on it, and I do have this one in the closest couple to make the tender gap a little less obvious. But yeah, this one definitely has the most detail of the three. I don't know. This is a very good representation of a light Mikado. I have seen pictures, and this thing is almost a twin to it. I don't know if I don't know if UP ever had one exactly like this, and even if they did, it would have been for a very short time before they modified it into all their own things that they did. But if they did an as delivered, this would definitely be it. Just like before, there's that same see-through boiler clearance that I love so much on these guys. There's your power reverser. This one is like the Camelback. You got your sprung drivers. You can see them bouncing up and down. You can actually see the spring in there if you look really hard. But let's see if I can get in there. This one has suspension detail for the locomotive. See the leaf springs in there? I know it's kind of hard, I'm trying. Pretty cool. And then check out the detail on the trailing truck with its leaf spring. Pretty neat. That's why I like this one. Short little coal tender, no big deal there. But just like the other ones, this thing runs extremely smooth. It is probably geared the lowest, meaning it takes the most, it's the slowest, which I like. It's great for hauling heavy freight or a long passenger train. I might put a passenger train on it for the running session just for the heck of it, but once again, you got your separate lines on the sanding dome and everything. Brass pop-off valves on this one. Come on, focus. Little brass whistle over there. Like I said, the dynamo and some other piping. And wizardry that I will never fully understand. But I really like this locomotive too. Like I said, this is one I've had ever since it was new. You got a separate ladder back there. And this one I'll actually flip over because it has even more detail on the other side. But we'll run it here real quick and all that good stuff. But oh, I mentioned why I don't like smoke. If you look real closely in there in the graphite, you'll see some minute cracks. It's not going to. There you go. There you go. Look right above left of what should be the builder's plate. I don't know why they didn't do brass on this. It does say Baldwin Locomotive Works there. See the BLW? But yeah, you can see the cracking there. And I'm not a moron. I always turn the smoke unit off and all that good stuff. So nothing like that. It's just from when I actually smoked it. That's what happens. So yeah, this thing really does have good detail. I am pretty impressed with this. I know a lot of times I say good detail for the time, good detail for the time. This thing had excellent detail for the time, and it has good detail for today. So, constant lighting, the operating marker lights. Obviously, Williams was extremely infatuated with red marker lights in this era of their career. But there he's coming at you. But yeah, same as the other ones, extremely smooth, like all of my Williams brass engines. I mean, just, these things just run so darn clean. It's great. I love it. The Mikado style of steam locomotive is probably my all-time favorite. Just because in real life it was one of the most popular. And it's just a good size. This one will run, once again, I have not gone that tight on it, but this one will run on 031. Smallest I've ever had it on is 042, and this guy, there's no difference between 042 and 072. I mean, it doesn't slow down. There's no no increase in amperage. It doesn't throw traction tires on the tighter stuff. It just works flawlessly. So, but yeah, pretty clean little unit here. I really like this one. So let me set you down real quick. I'm going to flip the engine. I'll give you guys to check out a Santa Fe stock car for a second if you don't mind. Sorry, I'm real high tech in my setup here. Alright, sorry about that. These brass locomotives are not the easiest thing to handle. But, so here's the other side of it. Check out the air pump detail. I mean, the separate stuff on this one's just pretty darn cool. Once again, the whole running board is shredded. And you can, that's actually, I mean, that's all etched brass, basically. Pretty darn neat. The pilot see-through and all that good stuff. And on all these Williams guys, with how long I've owned them, the only kind of maintenance you do on these guys, traction tires and lubrication. That's it. These things are stone cold reliable. There's your real coal load again. But yeah, very neat, very neat. This also is one of my favorite locomotives, just for the detail and just the size. You know, a Mikado, even if you don't have scale equipment, if you're running some of that semi-scale stuff, a Mikado will fit in just fine. This is about the size, if you include the tender, it's about the size of like a NTH Rail King Northern. So like I have that little, the FEF 844, and this thing's the exact same size. So they even share the traction tires. So if any of you guys ever buy this stuff and you have traction tire issues, go on the OGR forum, search Williams traction tires, and you will find or I have it written down somewhere and I can give it to you. You will find a conversion chart for the MTH tires that will fit these guys. I would use the MTH over the Lionel. The Lionel tires are a little thick. So when you see those reviews where the guys have stuff popping off and everything, sorry about that. Wife needed something. But yeah, these things, like I said, I just love these old Williams engines. They just run so darn nice. And I mean, this thing really would fit on any layout. I know for a fact this one was, I talked in the Niagara video about what order they were released. I know the Mikado was the last. So I did look up, I'm a digital subscriber to OGR magazine, and looked up an old one from 1990, and the order of release of them was for 1990. Number 1 was the Camelback, number 2 was the Niagara, number 3 was the Norfolk and Western J. This was the last one, and then at the end of the year they brought out the Southern Pacific Cab Forward. So, but I think it may have been delivered in 1991 versus 1990. It was at least announced for 90. I know that, but here, we'll move it forward a little bit here. And also it's got the same, no reverse light on this one, but you do got the marker lights on the tender. And those are actually pretty nice. I mean, the amount of light they throw out is nice, and they did a pretty good job of hiding the bulb in there. I know you can see the black wire coming up, but it's not terrible. Got all your little separate ladders and everything, like I said, but yeah, pretty neat engine. This was, these were $549. So that little guy, like I said, the Camelback, that was the least expensive. He was $495. This was $549. The Niagara was $850. And I think the J might have been $850, maybe a little bit more. And then I know for a fact that the Cab Forward was either $1295 or $1395. So, like I said, that's why I'm not too concerned about pricing these days, because I'm used to what these things cost. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little overview of this guy. I really like this engine. I mean, just the good detail, you know, for what it is. I like it. And the fact that everything's separate. There's another ash dump on this side. But just so cool. So cool. And those are your air tanks underneath your boiler lines there. So pretty neat. Pretty neat. Separate stuff all over the place on this guy. So anyway, I hope you guys all have a good 4th of July. Thanks for watching.